What's going on, guys? Waco here with one of my... but I brought our collaboration for the dinner tomorrow. Yes. One of my favorite people, Carl-Fredrik Schäuble, the founder of Chopard LUC, and a man who is, I think, insists on the highest level of integrity in watchmaking. You know, from the very beginning with the Caliber 1.96 back in 1996, everything he made was not only groundbreaking, but cost certified, Geneva sealed. And today I have the possibility to witness kind of a coming together of two different icons from Chopard LUC. One is this incredible Flying T movement, stop seconds movement, cost certified, Geneva sealed micro rotor, but also now in the case of the stunning Alpine Eagle, which I love because it's a multi-generational project that you worked on with your son. Tell us a bit about the amazing Alpine Eagle Flying T tourbillon.
Well, first of all, we had to conceive a particular and a special case for this watch. If you look closely, you will notice that it's not exactly the same, although 41 millimeters like the initial Alpine Eagle.
Right.
But the bezel is slightly thinner.
Right.
And a number of details have been changed in order to integrate the movement and to show the tourbillon at its best.
Wow, amazing.
So it's really not just a transplantation of a movement into an existing case, it's an entire new Alpine Eagle.
Well, you know, the first thing I noticed was this wonderful dynamic tension between the muscularity of the diameter of the watch combined with the actual slimness of the case as well, which of course made me realize it was an all-new case. And guys, I'm going to just take it off the watch stand and show you from this perspective, but then show you that perspective as well. And that's thanks to, you know, this amazing Flying T movement.
Well, I was going to say, and the other very big difference to the more sporty, if you wish, Alpine Eagle is the thickness or the thinness of the case.
Yes.
Which was only possible because of the 196.
Yes.
It's movement that is really still one of my favorite movements we ever made, we ever conceived.
Mine too. You know, and it's wonderful to see how that movement, even though it was created back in 1986 as the very first thing you ever did, continues to pay dividends to this wonderful maison, right? And you know, without that, you couldn't have created the Flying T movement.
No.
And without that, you couldn't have created the Flying T tourbillon Alpine Eagle. So there you guys go. And that's what I want to show you on the wrist, how incredibly elegant that watch is. When you turn it that way, I mean, it, you know, just over 8 mm in terms of thickness. Beautiful watch. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now, if I may ask you, I believe there's a trilogy of striking watches that are showcasing your sapphire crystal gold technology.
There is something really special that we prepared for the 25th anniversary of LUC.
Right.
And it's the trilogy of charming watches. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at them.
Wow, incredible.
Let's start with the more, I would say, the simplest one, which is not really simple
at all
by any means. It is the Strike One, which is a re-edition of the initial Strike One made back in 2006.
Yes, which started your whole.
Which started our journey into striking watches, and which helped us to conceive what followed next. And now we went back to this movement and we equipped the watch with the famous monoblock sapphire crystal and the gongs. So you still have the wonderful little strike every hour, but in a totally different volume and quality.
And it's such a signature tone as well, you know? So what Carl-Fredrik is referring to is that with the full strike, which was their minute repeater, he became the very first person to ever create a minute repeater using sapphire crystal gongs. And these gongs are really special because not only are they made of sapphire crystal, they're monoblock with the sapphire of the watch themselves. And incidentally, that watch won the Geneva Grand Prix, Grand Prize as well, which was really a bit funny because, you know, at the time, Carl-Fredrik was on the jury when that watch came up for judging because he was there for winning the year before for Ferdinand Berthoud. And as a gentleman, he excused himself from that and actually didn't even know until the end of the evening
I had no idea.
that you won that award, right?
I had no idea I was going to be called upon.
I love that. I love that.
Yes.
So that's wonderful to see that now moving into the Strike One. And so now next to that watch, we also have a combination of two incredible masterpieces. If I'm not mistaken, that is the Full Strike Tourbillon, the combination of the Full Strike Minute Repeater with sapphire crystal gong technology, but also this amazing 4 Hertz tourbillon, which I think I first saw in the Quattro tourbillon. Am I correct?
Yes and no, because this is in a way, a new development.
Oh, wow.
Which was already planned when we set off with the Full Strike. Basically, true to our philosophy, this tourbillon is also chronometer certified.
I love that.
And it has
May I
a
pause you
little...
just for a second there. So what's really important to understand is that Chopard chronometer certifies all of their tourbillons and has done so from the very beginning.
From
right?
the very beginning,
And that
yes.
means that their tourbillons, the tourbillon was created to be a chronometric device.
Yes.
But the vast majority of tourbillons today are not chronometer certified, so there's no proof as to whether or not they're chronometric devices,
Yes.
except for Patek Philippe and Chopard LUC. So I just wanted to say, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but please let's go back on that. Yeah.
And so the little detail here is also very, very nice in terms of aesthetics. There's a bridge made of sapphire crystal,
Lovely.
which had to be there, I thought. And the whole thing is combined again with our wonderful chiming mechanism and the sapphire crystal. So I think as a tourbillon combined with such a mechanism, it's really unique. And another proof of our sort of innovative and traditional way of going about things.
It's absolutely stunning to behold. Carl-Fredrik, could we ask you to play the watch for us? Would that be possible?
Of course.
Thank you, sir. That sound is amazing. It's just like, it's funny. I remember when we were in Singapore together, and
Yes.
we were having dinner, and we were doing like a kind of a blind testing of different minute repeaters. And I remember one of the collectors had brought in a Patek as well, which are meant to be, sublime. And they're very good as well. But it was very interesting, the conclusion we came to after that, which I thought was like everyone universally felt. I won't say who won, but all I can say is that the Full Strike asserted itself very well. So
No, I mean, we have, I would say, we developed a unique way of enhancing the volume, but not only the volume, the quality.
That's it.
The intrinsic quality of the chime is also really crystal-like.
it's the song of Chopard's repeaters.
And
That's
it's really
so
what
wonderful.
made us think of this was like two glasses for hitting each other for a toast.
That's wonderful.
But really crystal glasses. You know how
Yes.
that's a festive moment in a way. So, and then this is what you hear
Well,
each time you listen to the Full Strike.
as I've had the honor of having that experience with you, I know exactly what you're talking about. So thank you very much. And so let's go from that to a watch that, to me, since I saw it a few months ago, I've been obsessed with. And that is the Full Strike, but now in a sapphire crystal case. So as we discussed, the Full Strike has a sapphire crystal gong, which is monoblock with the sapphire crystal on the front of the watch. But now we have, for the first time, that entire movement encased in sapphire crystal. Tell us about that watch, sir.
Well, it was kind of a paradox because it was the obvious thing to do, but it was very complicated to achieve.
Right.
And as soon as we were up and running with the Full Strike, it came as a natural idea to us that we needed to go further and create an entire sapphire case around our sapphire monoblock
I love that.
system. And basically, easily said,
Banana,
but
so easily done.
complicated to do. And we also wanted to make sure that this was a case made in Switzerland
Right.
from the highest quality sapphire. And so we collaborated again with a company who is really in the top quality, located here in Switzerland. And you have to imagine it takes already hours and hours and hours to produce a gold case or a platinum case, but it takes hundreds of hours to come up with this sapphire case, let alone polish the case.
Right.
And the polishing side of things is so complicated and
any
complex.
moment can break.
And any moment you can have an accident and you have to start all over again.
Right. Incredible.
So, and it gives you this 360-degree view of what is so incredible to look at.
Do you think we can take the sticker off the back?
Yes, sure. And
beautiful.
And
that's what I love.
In terms of, just for the record, it's probably the only Geneva seal chronometer complication encased in
sapphire crystal. Which I also love because it's such a wonderful showcase for the level of finishing that you have at Chopard LUC as well, where every part of the watch is finished. So you can look at it from the side, from the back, and you realize...
you can spend hours just looking at it.
Carl Fredrik, I think our viewers would be quite upset with me if I did not ask you, could you please play that watch for us?
Of course. Let me check. Well, we should choose a more interesting time.
Indeed, sir.
If you agree.
Oh, yes, sir. I agree very much.
Here we go.
Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as I said before, stunning to view and stunning to listen to as well. And may I put it on my wrist?
Please.
It's also amazing how light sapphire crystal is as well.
Oh, it's as if you're not wearing a watch, or basically only the movement.
It's incredible. You know, the last thing I want to end on is we had the great opportunity to spend time with Gauthier Capuçon last year. And I remember his reaction when he listened to this watch. And as a musician at the very highest level, he's, you know, his entire livelihood is based on a nuance of sound. And he said that even for the sapphire crystal watch, he found even a more elevated sort of level of beauty in the sound.
Yeah, well, I may want to add that every single full strike that we ever made has its own particular sound to it.
Amazing.
And I listened to each and every one.
I love it.
And it's true that this somehow has an even more refined feel to it when you listen. Now, Monsieur Capuçon will tell you, will be able to explain this in words, which I'm unfortunately unable to, because that's his life and that's his passion.
Yes.
But I can tell that there is a more refined chime to it, even compared to what is already quite incredible.
Incredible. Well, sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful watch, and it was a pleasure to see you as always.
Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.